I never thought a routine Sunday errand would end with me being called a car thief, live streamed to hundreds of people, and accused of assaulting a teenager. All because a suburban HOA president decided her son deserved my vehicle. By the time the truth came out, by the time the FBI director himself showed up, it was already too late for her reputation or her freedom. Act 1. The Spark. It was a scorching afternoon in Georgia, the kind of heat that bakes asphalt until it smells like burnt rubber. I'd just stepped out of Walmart with a small prescription bag in hand. Nothing glamorous, blood pressure medication for my boss, Director Robert Davis of the FBI. Now, most people wouldn't look twice at a black SUV in a parking lot, but this one wasn't your typical suburban ride. Bulletproof glass, unmarked plates, reinforced doors. Everything about it screamed government issue. I'd been driving it for years, ever since I was assigned as part of Davis's personal security detail. Thing is, I also knew the neighborhood where I sometimes parked this SUV, Willowbrook Estates, the land of manicured lawn, HOA newsletters, and a president named Linda Morrison. If you picture the textbook version of a Karen blonde highlights athleisure outfits, a voice that can cut glass, that's her, and her son, Brandon, 17 years old, entitled down to the bone. He'd approached me before, asking to borrow the SUV for a party. I'd laughed it off. I mean, what teenager thinks they can borrow a federal director's vehicle like it's a rental car? Well, apparently, Brandon did, because there he was again, standing with a pack of friends, circling the SUV like sharks. And when he saw me, he came strutting up like we were old buddies. Hey, man. Remember me? I really need the car today. My girlfriend's expecting me to roll up in something nice. This'll be perfect. I pulled the keys from my pocket slowly. Brandon, like I told you before, this isn't my car to lend, and even if it were, the answer would still be no. That's when the air shifted, because out of the corner of my eye, I saw her, Linda Morrison, HOA president, marching across the lot like a general ready for war. Act. Escalation and doubt. Linda's voice cut through the heat. How dare you deny my son? Who do you think you are? Before I could answer, Brandon piped up, loud enough for the crowd that was already gathering. This car used to be ours. Mom, he stole it. He's just the driver. And Linda's eyes lit up like she'd just uncovered the crime of the century. I knew it. A black man behind the wheel of a car like this. You obviously stole it. That hit harder than I expected. I'd been in the bureau for 10 years. I'd faced worse threats. But something about being accused so casually, so publicly of being a criminal, just because of how I look. It hit that old wound I thought I'd outgrown. Linda didn't stop there. She pulled out her phone, started live streaming to the HOA Facebook group. Attention everyone, there's a suspicious black man here who stole a car from our community. I could see other shoppers slowing down, phones coming out like vultures circling a carcass. Brandon clutched his arm, pretending I'd hurt him. And suddenly, there I was, standing in the middle of a crowd, being cast as the villain in their little play. I kept my voice steady. Ma'am, this vehicle belongs to the FBI director. I'm his agent. You're making a mistake. She sneered. You expect us to believe that? No way someone like you could be FBI. That line, it stuck. And for one terrifying moment, I wondered if she was right. Not about who I was, but about how quickly the world could turn against me. 10 years of training. Commendations, the trust of the director himself. And here I was, one accusation away from losing everything. I felt the old doubt creep in. Maybe I should just walk away. Let them take the narrative. Maybe it's not worth the fight. But then I remembered who I represented, who I was sworn to protect. And I thought, no, if I let them bury me here, they'll do it to someone else tomorrow. So I slipped my hand into my pocket, pressed the hidden beacon, silent signal to headquarters. Backup would know exactly where I was. Minutes later, the wail of sirens filled the air. And Linda, she straightened up like the queen of the neighborhood, waiting for her vindication. The officers arrived: Johnson, older and calm. Martinez, younger, sharp-eyed. They scanned the scene, but Linda got to them first, dramatic as ever. Officers, thank God you're here. This man attacked my son, stole our vehicle, and now he's threatening us. Brandon was on the curb, clutching his shoulder. putting on the performance of a lifetime. He grabbed me hard. I thought he was gonna kill me. The officers looked at me. Sir, step away from the vehicle. Hands where we can see them. And I'll admit it, I almost broke. Almost dropped the fight right there. Because when you've lived with suspicion long enough, you start to believe it has power over you. But I forced my voice calm. Officers, I want to cooperate fully. But before this goes any further, check the security cameras and verify my credentials. I reached into my jacket. Slow, deliberate, pulled out the matte black ID card, not the kind you can fake. Agent Marcus Williams, FBI, assigned to Director Robert Davis's security team. Linda exploded. Fake. That's fake. There's no way he's FBI. Look at him. Johnson scanned the card in his cruiser. The beep of confirmation felt like thunder. His entire posture changed respect, replacing suspicion. Agent Williams, your credentials check out. The vehicle is registered to the FBI director, and that's when the rumble came. 3 identical SUVs pulling in, black paint gleaming, engines low and deliberate. Doors opened in unison, and stepping out of the lead car, Director Robert Davis himself. Act 3. The fall. The crowd went silent. Even Linda lowered her phone, because when Davis walked across that lot, you knew power had arrived. He came straight to me. Marcus, are you injured? His voice was calm, but I knew the weight behind it. I gave a short briefing. Director, Brandon demanded the car. His mother accused me of theft, called 911, claimed I assaulted him. Davis turned to Linda. Mrs. Morrison, I'm Director Davis, FBI. You've made serious allegations against one of my agents. Linda tried to muster her old authority. Director, thank goodness you're here. Your agent attacked my son. He's dangerous, unstable. But Brandon couldn't hold the lie anymore. His voice cracked. I'm sorry. Agent Williams never touched me. I just wanted to use the car. And Mom said if I pretended he attacked me, they'd have to believe us. The confession hit like a bomb. The crowd gasped. Phones that had been streaming Karen the hero were now capturing Karen the fraud. Linda shrieked at her own son. Don't you dare apologize. Stick to the story. But it was over. Her own child had torpedoed her narrative. Director Davis didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Mrs. Morrison, you accused a federal agent of assault, encouraged your son to file false reports, and broadcast racially motivated lies on social media. These are felonies, and they will not be ignored. Linda paled, stammered excuses. I was just protecting my son. I didn't mean, but her live stream was still running, and thousands of viewers had just witnessed the entire collapse in real time. Johnson turned to Davis. Sir, do you want us to place her under arrest for false reporting and obstruction? Davis didn't blink. Yes. File it federally. And just like that, the Queen of Willowbrook Estates, the untouchable HOA president, was escorted into a squad car, her empire crumbling in front of the same neighbors she'd once ruled. I stood there, prescription bag still in my hands, watching her world implode. 10 minutes earlier, she thought one phone call could end my career. Instead, her own words ended hers. And that's the thing about power built on fear and lies. It only takes one moment of truth to bring it crashing down. Closing line lesson. Never underestimate how fast false accusations can turn against the people who create them, because the truth always shows up. Sooner or later,